Hey guys, I'm Heath Manning from Manning Cues, and in this video we're going to be discussing the diamond lights. They're available in 7 and 9 foot sizes, and we just took the cover off the box, so this video is going to show you what's in the box, how to assemble, and what to expect. So we've removed the light from the box, and the first thing you're going to see in the light is the diffusers. There's 2 diffusers for the lights, so you're going to remove those from the shell of the light. So we'll set those aside. Now, when you remove these diffusers, they are made to fit the inside of this light. So what you want to do is, it's so well fitted that you need to just pull apart the frame just slightly to get these out. If you don't do that, you can scratch your light when you take them out. So I'm going to get a hand here, and we're just going to pull this apart in the middle. We don't want to pull on the ends because this is where they're braced together, the side panels and the end panels. You're not going to bow anything here. That's the strongest part of the light, where it's put together by metal brackets and screws. So Aaron's going to come over, we're going to pull this apart a little bit, and we're going to just pull the edge of that out, and we can pull it to the middle, and we can bring that right out without damaging the light. Okay? Underneath the diffusers, we've got 2 fixtures. In a 9-foot light, these 2 fixtures go from end to end, extreme, like end to end. So we're going to open one of these fixtures, which are taped. Give us 1 second. Let's see if we can get something to open that with. Now, these fixtures will hold, on a 9-foot light, they will hold 4 4-foot LED bulbs on both sides of this fixture. And when you get a 7-foot light, you're going to have only 4 bulbs in the light because the fixtures will only be 4 feet long. Okay? What's that? Oh, missed one? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we've got the box open now. So we're going to open up this all the way down and remove the fixture. Oh, looks like I missed another one. So the fixtures are well taped. So inside this box, we're going to pull out the fixture. We'll get rid of the box. Okay, and as I said, these go from end to end. Now, in the end here, and it's hard to see, but there is a panel here and then a little bit of a bump on the top and bottom because that's how it's designed. You need to make sure that these fixtures go right into the end panel and not hit that bump, or it will not sit flush on the bottom of the light here. So also, as you can see, you've got a wood portion here and a wood portion here. I'm going to zoom in, and when you look at that edge right there, watch where I point. Right here you've got a piece of poplar, and right here you got a piece of particle board. That piece there lifts these fixtures so that they clear that little extra material around the ends of the lamp. So this edge here of the fixture is going to line up right there. So you don't have to measure anything, you don't have to worry about, well, where exactly do these mount? Because when you get your diamond light, Diamond does not install or hang lights, nor do we. The fact is that insurance won't cover it, so I'm going to give you the details that you need to know to put this light together on your own, and you'll have the peace of mind to be able to do it. So we're going to line this fixture up right here on the edge of that wood. So you can see Aaron just line that up there, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side of the light. So now it also keeps that fixture nice and square with the light, no angles. This would be an exact repeat of doing that. Now, within these fixtures, Within these fixtures, like I told you before, you're going to have 4 lights in each and a 9-foot. And you're going to find your wiring harness. This wiring harness will hold your 4 bulbs on each side. Okay, now you've got these little pieces here. These little pieces go on the ends of the light. When you're working with LED technology, it only requires power to be on one side of the tube. Okay, so these are just to hold the lights in position on the ends to give the LED tubes stability. This wiring harness is your power. So you're going to attach one of these to each end of the tube in the middle. Okay, and they're going to mount here, here, and here. Okay, and you've got your black and white, so it's very easy. Standard Electrical. Please don't call us for directions on that, because due to liability, we can't instruct you how to do it. I'd love to help you, but honestly, insurance won't allow me to. Okay? So after you've done your wiring of this and mounted these to your light, you've mounted the other fixture in the same spot. Now when I say mounting, you see this board here, and we lined it up with the edge. This is where you're going to screw through this fixture into the wood. That will hold the fixtures in place. Same thing on the reverse side. Okay? You only want to screw there and nowhere else. 2 screws on each. Now, those screws are not provided with the light. So you can make a little hole in there, or you can use an aggressive screw that will go in. The good news is that the poplar wood right here won't crack. It is more of a moist wood, and it will accept the screw and it will hold. So it won't crack or fray or chip. So you'll have a very good bond with the screw that you use. Use a wood screw, and if you need to make holes in here, just use a little drill bit and just make a little pilot hole and you'll be fine. Okay? So that's the mounting of the fixtures, the wiring harness, everything is good there. Now, once you've wired it up and you've got your lights, please, very important, do not go on Amazon, do not go on some cheap website and order your bulbs. Diamond has recommended the bulbs that were tested for these lights. I have sold many, many lights. Diamond has sold thousands of lights, and people are buying inexpensive lights. If you're going to buy an expensive light, don't cheap out on the bulbs. Doing that will create lines on your table, shadows on your table, squares on your table, and you're going to call me and you're going to say, there's something wrong with the light. And I'm going to say, what bulbs did you buy? And you're going to say, oh, I got them from Home Depot or wherever. And it's not that those lights aren't decent, but they're not rated for these lights. On my webpage at manningqs.com, on the light page, it will say exactly the bulbs that you need, where to buy them, and the contact information. Do not cheap out on the bulbs. These are LED bulbs. They are going to last you an incredibly long time. You're not going to need to replace them. Buy the right ones first and save yourself the headaches. So, after you've got your wiring done, and when I say your wiring done, at this point in stage, you can connect all 4 of these here. You can put your wires inside the case here, and you can bring them through the underside of the light wherever you want. Now understand, you're going to have to buy a cable to go from here to your electrical socket in your roof or switch, wherever you want it to go to. Okay? You're going to connect that wire that you buy to this. You're going to run that wire into the light from the underside, which would be the top of the light, through the dust shield. So you see this white part here? That's where you're going to screw through, and you can decide where you want that hole to be. So if you want it to be here, that's fine. If your electrical and your ceiling is way at this end of your light, you can run that wire in here and drill your hole down there. No big deal. That is completely customizable for you to make it look nice and clean. Okay? So mount these, hook up your wire, run it through the bottom where you want it. Then you can put your covers back on where they belong. And then you can attach the proper lights that you've bought. Okay? After you've attached those lights, now is the perfect time for you to put the diffuser panels back in the light. Remember, these are the diffuser panels, so you're going to put these back in the light. So to put them back in the light, you're going to put one end in up top, okay, and you're going to pry it apart, and you'll be able to just slide it right in. It honestly is a lot easier if you have a hand. You're not going to hurt the unit if you pull here. If you pull at the end and you get carried away and you hear some cracking, that's not covered under warranty, okay? So please, if you've got questions or you're struggling, call and we'll work through it. So we're going to get these to where that one goes, okay, towards the end of the light, and we would do the same on the other side, okay? We'll put it in just to show you the final piece of this light. Now the reason I want you to put it together this way is because once you flip the light, okay, what's going to happen is these are much harder to put in when it's not on a stable surface. If they're floating in the air because you hung it, you try to put these in, and you're trying to pry this middle apart, you're going to have some sway just because it's hanging, right? And you're not going to have the stability to take it apart, and it's just much easier this way. One step I forgot, okay, is the wiring of the light, okay, for the hangers. So there should be some hardware in here. So let's just slide this back down. It's okay that that's in the way, because what we need to do, I can show you. We're just going to get this lifted up on that corner and this corner, and we're going to slide that down. Right here in this poplar, I'm going to move the camera over so you can see it. Right here in the poplar is a hole. Okay, this hole right there, where I'm pointing, is where you hang the light from. There is a hole there. There is a hole here on this other side, right here, and then the same down here for that cross piece where you've screwed your fixture in. Holes are exactly the same. So what you want to do, I'm going to just back this off a little bit. This is your hardware kit. So in the hardware kit, this allows you to prepare the light to be hanged. These are supplied by Diamond, and what you've got here, you've got two of them, one for each end. So what you'll do is you'll take the nut off, take the washers off, and what you'll have to do is you'll have to lift up the side of the light, and you're going to go in from the bottom and up and through. Okay, so you've seen that come up right through there. Now, one thing I did wrong there, washer on one side here, make sure, because that's going to give it more stability on that side of the light and not pull into your light when you tighten up the nut. So let's put that through with the washer on the one end, and I'm left with one washer and one nut on this side. So I'm going to put this one on, and I'm going to hold the bottom of that, screw it down, and honestly, just snug is fine. You can put a ratchet on it if you want to, but you don't need to torque that down much. That ain't moving. You get it tight, you can even twist the other end, and that's fine. So we're going to repeat that on the other side, okay? So I'll take this apart. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to pass this to Aaron, and Aaron's going to put it through on the other side exactly the same way. If you need to, you just lift the light up a little bit and you push that through, and then same thing. We're just going to attach, we're going to put that washer on there, and we're going to put that nut on there, and that's going to be perfect again. Okay, just snug, you hold the bottom, snug it up, you're good. Now you'd repeat that on the other end. It would be exactly the same. So, but at this point is where honestly you would put in the both diffusers. Okay, so we're going to slide this one back down. Now when you're looking at the diffusers, it might be hard to see right now, so I'll grab this one, but one end of the diffuser is flat right here. The other end of the diffuser is not. It is flat for the majority, but then it is tapered this way. So you can see that there in the video. The tapered ends that get cut off on the corners, they're going to go at the ends of the lights, because as you can see, we've got corners that are on a 45-degree angle. So what we'll do now is we'll slide this one down, because this is the tapered end. Now when you slide it, you want to kind of hold it up into here as much as you can. You can kind of wedge your finger in the hole and just slide it down. So it's real easy to do, okay? And just let it rest. Now on this side, remember, you want to go in the middle of the light. Don't try to go in the end. So we're going to do the same thing again, separate that down. We're going to keep it up, kind of like wedge your finger in, and we're going to keep it up, and we're going to just move that down, okay? Now that other diffuser that's in there is already holding this apart a little bit, so that's great. It makes it a lot easier to put it in. Now, the final piece of this light that we haven't shown you yet is right in here. This is the center finished piece for your light. This is only on a 9-foot model because the length of the light requires 2 of these diffusers, okay? So it's actually going to end up right there. You got to put it in both sides, and it's going to end up there, and then the diffusers come up right to it, and it gives you a real finished look. So you're going to leave that out when you flip the light, because it's really easy for that to fall out on a flip. You're not going to want to have that drop on the floor or something and get damaged, and then you're going to be upset and call me and say, hey, can I have another centerpiece? So now we'll flip the light, okay? So we're going to flip this light over. Now what you're hearing inside there right now, you'd never hear, because typically all that stuff would already be, those fixtures would be screwed into the poplar, so nothing's going to move in there, okay? You can see here that now we've got a triangle hanger. So that is only required, that allows you to use 1 hanger from the ceiling. You don't need 4. Now when you get your light, you're going to see some other holes up top here, and you may ask why. If you look right here on the light, you'll see a hole. And you're thinking, I wonder why that hole's there. Is there something I'm missing? Should I hang it from there? And the honest answer is, do not hang it from there. That is not a hanging spot, and it is not to support the light. This here is for tournament play. You can put a post in here and a post in here, and if this isn't flush mounted to your roof, you can have the post up and a wire comes across, and that's where you've got your balls to keep your score. Okay? That's what those are for. Those by default are done on every light. No one ever asks, you know, I don't want those in there, because honestly, you're never going to see them. Whether you hang it or whether you flush mount, that light's going to be above your head, so it's a moved point. But if you need to know, that's why. Okay? So a 9-foot light weighs 75 pounds, and a 7-foot light weighs 60 pounds. So it doesn't require a lot of chain to hang this light. So you, as long as you let the hardware store or wherever you go to buy your chain or whatever you're going to use to hang it, just let them know the weight of your light. Because the last thing we want this thing is to fall, to hurt you, to damage your table. Just be responsible and make sure you get the proper chain to hold the weight of the light. It's really not heavy. It might be a move point, but you can't hang it with something skimpy. Okay? It has to be rated for the weight of your light, and probably 25 pounds more just to be safe. Okay? So that is how you assemble a light from start to finish. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to call, but like I said, I can advise you to what end to put the wiring harness on. You've got the hot leads in the middle, and you've got the fake unhot leads, no power leads, just the brackets to hold the other end of the tubes here. Okay? That's about as far as I can take you for insurance and liability purposes. Make sure you buy the right lights. The Diamond light is probably rated the #1 light on the market because of more than just its capabilities in light. During this video in the bottom left hand corner, you've seen some of the build process in the factory. This is solid oak, also available in maple, also available in your choice of stains, and really can match your table and make your room. Okay? The diffuser, you have to buy the right light size for the right table. If you've got a 7 or 8 foot table, you need, if you've got a 7-foot table, a 7-foot light. If you're an 8 or a 9, you need the 9-foot light. The 7-foot light does not have enough coverage for an 8-foot or above. What happens if you buy a 7-foot light and you have an 8-foot table? Well, the last foot or more of the table won't have light coming down from above. It'll only have light coming down from the width of that 7-foot model. Okay, so the light will actually be coming on an angle like this, and it won't be coming down. What happens then when you've got your object balls down here, you've got shadows on the back side of your balls, which affect your vision, your view, your aim. It's not good. The difference in the price of the light doesn't justify not getting the right light. So proper bulbs, proper size of light, completely customizable for your wood species in maple or oak, and your table stain color to match your table. Even if you have a different table, great addition to any room. Okay, so it's built fantastic. One other thing with the Diamond lights, the 7-foot model and the 8-foot model do not get rounded corners. When you're on the website and you see the drop-down menu for corner style, understand that the 9-foot light is the only light that can have rounded corners. Right now on this light, as you can see on the end there, those black corners, those are called square corners by Diamond. They're really about a 45-degree angle in proportion to the light itself, but they call those black square corners. If you buy a professional table, you can get rounded corners. If you buy a Pro-Am, you can't. Pro-Ams only come with a 45-degree corner, which actually is identical to this in design and angle, so it's going to match. It's going to be beautiful. So keep in mind, you can only get rounded corners on a 9-foot model. If you put it together right, just as we've shown you, you're going to absolutely love it. If you've got questions on the video, questions on any steps of the process, I'm a phone call away anytime. I'm the owner of the company, and every time you call, you're going to get me. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your new light.